The House will be in order.
The Senate will come to order.
The first voice you heard, Congressman Aaron Bean. He's a Republican and has been a U.S. representative from Florida for a few months. The second voice you heard, Senator Cory Booker. He's a Democrat and has been a U.S. Senator from New Jersey for 10 years. Different parties, different chambers. You might think Cory Booker and Aaron Bean have nothing in common, but they share one thing. They both seem to get a kick out of sitting in the chair at the front of their chambers and presiding. In this episode of C-SPAN's The Weekly, hear Senator Booker and Congressman Bean like you've never heard them before, as they demonstrate what seems to be a pure bipartisan passion for presiding. Cory Booker represents New Jersey, a state that hasn't voted for a Republican senator since 1972. Aaron Bean represents Florida's 4th Congressional District, Northeast Florida. It's a district that hasn't voted for a Democrat since 1986. So, not much in common, right? Well, there is one similarity. It's fun to tune in when either one presides over their respective chambers. In this podcast, we're just going to sit back, get out of the way, and listen to them both, well, do their thing. We'll start with Congressman Bean, hear a clip from him, then go to Senator Booker, hear a clip from him, then back to Congressman Bean, and so on, alternating between the two, until we end with Senator Booker. But don't worry, we'll still leave time for bonus clips. Here now, first, Congressman Aaron Bean.
Thank you very much. The gentleman for Georgia, what purpose do you seek recognition?
Ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman from Georgia is recognized for 1 minute.
The majority leader.
Mr. President.
The majority leader.
I ask unanimous consent the quorum be dispensed with.
Without objection.
Mr. President.
The majority leader.
I send a cloture motion to the desk.
The clerk will report.
Thank you very much. For what purpose does the gentle lady from Virginia seek recognition?
Speaker, I seek unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute, revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentle lady from Virginia is recognized for 1 minute.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the appointments at the desk appear separately in the record as if made by the chair.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I have 6 requests for committees to meet during today's session of the Senate. They have the approval of the majority and minority leaders.
Duly noted.
Thank you very much. For what purpose does the gentleman from New York seek recognition?
I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute and revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman from New York is recognized for 1 minute.
Majority leader.
And Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent the quorum be dispensed with.
Without objection.
And I note when I left the chair and closed our session on Thursday, you were in the chair. I opened the session here on Monday, you're in the chair. I hope you weren't here sitting in the chair all weekend.
I was.
You're a dedicated man, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. For what purpose does the gentleman from Pennsylvania seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, request unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute and revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized for 1 minute.
The senator from Montana.
Thank you very much. For what purpose does the gentlelady from Michigan seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I stand to address the House for 1 minute and revise and extend my remarks as needed.
Without objection, the gentlelady from Michigan is recognized for 1 minute.
The clerk will read a communication to the Senate.
Washington, D.C., May 15, 2023, to the Senate. Under the provisions of Rule 1, Paragraph 3 of the Standing Rules of the Senate, I hereby appoint the Honorable Cory A. Booker, a senator from the state of New Jersey, to perform the duties of the chair. Signed, Patty Murray, President pro tempore.
Don't you think you should have read my name with more bass in it?
Under the previous order, the leadership time is reserved. Morning business is closed.
And now, the bonus clips. We'll maintain our balance and have a bonus clip from Democratic Senator Cory Booker and a bonus clip from Republican Congressman Aaron Bean. First, Congressman Bean. All the clips you heard of him came from presiding over one session of the House on May 22nd. Here's Congressman Bean opening the House on April 19th. A different day, but the same amount of pizzazz.
The House will be in order. Is there a communication that... There is a communication, and who will read this communication? The chair lays this communication before the House. A communication from the Speaker of the House. Please read the communication.
And now we adjourn this podcast with a bonus clip featuring Senator Booker, who is adjourning the Senate.
Without objection, so ordered.
If there's no further business to come before the Senate, I ask that it stand adjourned under the previous order, following the remarks of Senator Cornyn.
No. No. Cornyn has spoken.
Cornyn has spoken. Thus spake Cornyn. If there is no further business to come before the Senate, I ask that it stand adjourned under the previous order.
Cover your ears.
The Senate stands adjourned until 3 p.m. on Monday.
You heard that right. Senator Booker did say, cover your ears. But here at the C-SPAN Podcast The Weekly, we want your ears uncovered and listening to C-SPAN Radio. And we want your eyes glued to C-SPAN on TV and online at the C-SPAN Video Library. That's where you can preside over your own searches of Congress, hopefully with as much zest and or zeal as Senator Booker and Congressman Bean exhibit when they preside. Thanks for listening, and happy searching.